Hi, welcome to the TrulyRichClubBlog.com's Sideline series. Today we're going to talk about the essentials of profitable freelance writing. So how do you profit from the pen? Yeah. So today I invited a special guest, Miss Angeline Angel Rodriguez. She's currently the managing editor of WhenInManila.com, which is one of the top community blogs in the country. She's also a full-time freelance writer for more than 5 years now. So we're gonna pick her brain and find out how to profitably do this as a sideline, right? So today you're gonna learn how to start freelance writing and what you need before you even start, reputable sites to find good paying writing jobs, tips on making clients happy and to keep their business, how to write an article in 15 minutes. Yes, it's possible. It's not easy, but it's possible. What you can do today to hone your writing skills. So without further ado, here's Angel. The first question. How did you get started into freelance writing?
Hi.
Long story yata to.
I was in college.
Okay.
And I moved out of the house.
Mm-hmm.
So, I had to pay for rent
Right.
and electricity and booze.
Right.
So, I had two other jobs
Mm-hmm.
that were like, I was taking photographs at a club
Okay.
and I was writing for a jewelry company.
Mm-hmm.
So, writing for them.
Right.
But I felt like I wasn't making enough
Mm-hmm.
for my lifestyle.
Right. Right.
So I started to, look for other venues to make more money, and that's when I came across freelance writing. Google lang.
Google lang.
Went through Google,
Okay.
went through Google. I was like writing jobs, and found out that there's all of these different websites that you can try out to make money out of.
Right. And this is when, like, what year did you start doing this?
I think it was 2009,
2009.
2010.
Right.
Yeah.
And you were doing this part time from the
Yeah, because
part time.
I was still in college.
Right.
So it
Right.
was just whenever I got home, I'd write, or like during the weekends or when I was bored, I'd write.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So one of my readers would like to ask. His name is Nino Salon, and he would like to ask, how does one start his writing career? You did mention that you started with Google, right? So what would you
Yeah.
advise others to do?
Um, I did. I went through Google because it was convenient.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I didn't want. I lived in Thailand,
Right.
so finding a writing job in Thailand was pretty minimal because people speak Thai there, not
Right.
English. So the only chance I had of like getting like a decent
Right.
job was online where they're
Right.
looking for English speakers. So yeah, I went through Google, Googled freelance writing, paid jobs, whatever other
Right.
keywords you can think of, and I came across a website called it wasn't even called Freelancer.
Right.
I forgot what it was called before, but now it's called freelancer.com. It used
Okay.
to be called yeah. So that's where I started.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I'd check it out. I had a PayPal account on, so
Right.
that's something that you definitely need if you're looking for
Mhm.
online writing jobs from the
Right.
States.
Okay.
Yeah. So just look for. I browsed a lot,
Right.
maybe like 2 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
looking for, figuring out if it's reliable. But because
Right.
back then it's not as big as it is now,
Right.
Like now you can ask people like me for information, but like before, no one to run to for that
Right.
stuff. It wasn't as popular as it is now.
Mm-hmm.
So I think today, if people start looking for online writing stuff, it won't be as difficult.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just Google lang talaga.
Okay.
You just find like the ones that actually accept Filipino writers. If you're, I don't know
Right.
if your readers are all like from the Philippines, but
Yeah.
if it's the Philippines, you have to look for your country there if they support it or not.
Right. Right. Then, so your writing career is mostly your clients are mostly online, or
Yes,
yeah,
they're online.
they're all online. Okay.
All of them.
So one of my reader as well is asking, Pauline would like to ask, what are the must-haves? Like, what are the skills that they must have first before even trying out doing freelance writing?
Uh, just you just need to be skills in terms of your writing or like as a person.
I guess I guess more
'Cause,
of in terms of writing. Like what sort of level of skill do you have? Do you need to have before even trying out
okay, in terms
freelance
of writing,
writing?
uh, um, in terms of writing, before you actually get a project, they'll have all of the descriptions on. Like
Right.
some of my clients, they're looking for really basic articles. They
Okay.
want everyone to be able to understand it. So just
Right.
write simple English. But then there are other clients who are more technical. They want
Mm-hmm.
you to actually have experience in the matter before they take you.
Right.
So just read the job description, really.
Right.
Other than that, as long as your English is, you've got good grammar, you've got good spelling,
Mm-hmm.
and you're actually patient enough to double check your work before submitting it.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I think writing aside, the important thing is patience, like
Right.
patience and dedication. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay. So you said that you did get your jobs online. So what kind of writing jobs are out there? And what are would you consider the most in demand or most lucrative?
That depends on how much you want to make
Right.
and how quick you write.
Okay.
Because there are these really easy jobs
Mm-hmm.
that are, easy in articles.com,
Right. Right.
where it's how to do whatever, how to do this, how to do that. They're
Mm-hmm.
really basic. And they think about me, it takes me like 15 minutes to write one of those articles.
Right. Okay.
But, they don't pay as much as an ebook. Like some people ask for ebooks, complete ebooks.
Right.
So obviously that would, pay more.
Uh-huh. Okay, so
As,
yeah,
as a
go ahead.
freelance writer, I'm not really that picky with what
Mm-hmm.
I write, to be
Right.
honest. I'm just happy there's work.
Right.
But
Okay.
if you're really into a certain subject matter, it might be harder for you to find work
Mm-hmm.
online. I
Right.
think freelance writing is better for people who are more,
Flexible, would you say?
flexible. Yeah, in
Yeah.
terms of, yeah.
So I guess
So,
it's really what you have is really the skill to write. Then you have to have an open mind to whatever topic there is. I
yeah,
Yeah, I guess there's plenty of research involved with your line of work. Would you say that?
there is,
Right?
yes. But, sometimes the topics like repeat themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I've done this before, like it'll be easier this time around. In the beginning, really, like it's just the patience, the dedication, and like
Right.
actually sitting down to do it is the hardest part about freelance writing,
Right.
I think.
Do you remember the first job you did? Like, what was the topic? Or-
Ah, yes. I do, I do. It was a dating thing. It
Oh,
was how to how to woo a woman. And it
okay.
was like, I was just starting out, so it was like 50 cents. And I was like, go. 50
Okay.
cents for a 500 word article. And I was just starting out, so I
Right.
wanted, and I didn't have any ratings because
Mm-hmm.
usually each website that you join, they'll rate you after the job, right?
Right, right.
So I was just starting, I had no ratings. So I was taking those 50-cent jobs.
Mm-hmm. I
So
see.
like I'd spend like 30 minutes on an article and get paid 50 cents. But the longer you work, the
Mm-hmm.
higher your ratings go and the more you can start asking for higher
Right,
pay.
right.
But yeah, it was a dating thing.
Mm-hmm. And did you have to do research for that, or did you write from personal experience?
I wrote it from personal experience. I wrote it from personal experience. I felt like it would make more sense that way.
Right. Well, that must have been fun, I guess, because you didn't have to do a
Yeah.
lot of work. It came from, yeah. So, you mentioned that you got your clients from freelance.com. Where else do you find jobs for like for your writing jobs?
Um, I use Elance more now.
Elance.
Elance dot because it's
Right.
safer. They
Mm-hmm.
have this because when I was working for freelancer.com, um, I had these clients who, owe me money and then not pay.
Oh, I see. I see.
Yeah, and that happened a lot.
Okay.
So Elance has this thing where the clients have to give the money to Elance. So Elance holds the money
Right.
and releases it once the job is done. So the money is there.
Right.
So it's a safer like alternative to freelance. But yeah,
Mhm.
that's the one that I use mainly now.
Mm-hmm. I see. So with regard to, of course, you did mention that you get ratings from the past jobs you have. I guess this is one of the best ways for you to market yourself for future clients, right? So, what else do
Yeah,
you
yes.
use for like to market your services?
Well, when I see jobs that require like if they're looking for health articles, and I've
Mm-hmm.
written health articles before,
Okay.
that really helps because then you can send it and say like, I've done it before. And sometimes when I don't have experience in the field yet, I actually write an article like
Okay.
on the spot just to be able to show that too.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I take the job and then don't actually know how, it's gonna take too much of my time. So if I write a test article
Right.
before I actually apply for it,
Mm-hmm.
I'll get to know I'm willing to write like 50 more articles on that subject.
Right, right. With regard to one of the curious questions a reader sent to me was, of course, this is Sideline, right? So they want to make money as well. So Marian Makailing asked me, how do you know how much to charge? It's a tricky question.
It is a tricky question.
So let's put it this way. Like
What I
how much did you start? Well, you mentioned 50 cent, right? Then like how in what range are you charging now
now I charge up to $10 to $15 per article.
per article? Right. That's
So,
for
from
like
50 cents to $15, that's like
right. That's leaps
yeah,
and bounds, right? That's
yeah.
for a 500 word article, or how long would that article be?
600, 600.
600 word. Right. So how long does it usually take you to write that?
Now it takes me 15 minutes
Wow.
when I've had coffee. If I don't
Okay.
have coffee, it could take an hour too.
Okay. So, with regard to your clients, are these recurring clients, or is this always new?
I sometimes have new ones, but now I have a few that, I've been writing for since the beginning.
Right.
Like I have this one client I still write articles for $3 because just
Uh-huh.
because he was there since the beginning.
Right, right. It's okay, it's okay.
Like it's like,
Okay.
you were there, so
Right,
why not?
right.
Yeah.
So how does
So
yeah, go ahead.
usually when they like your work, they'll come back to you.
Come.
If
So,
you do a good job and you
uh-huh.
submit it on time,
Uh-huh.
and it's, they don't like editing. Let me put it
Uh-huh.
that way.
Okay.
That's why you have to double check, triple check, even
Right.
though you've read it like 5 times, do it again.
Right,
Just
right.
so you don't have to redo it. And if
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to redo it, and if you always submit like flawless articles, they'll come back to you for sure.
Right.
That's
How
what I
how long would the like normal timetable be from taking the job to actually submitting it?
It depends. Some jobs only require 10 articles, and
Right.
then, some of them are much longer. So what I do is I give them a realistic goal.
Okay.
I tell them like if they need it in a week, I can't. If I really can't, I'll tell them I can't do it.
Right.
And I'll try to negotiate like maybe you can pay me less if you give me more time
Right.
to write them. Yeah,
Okay.
so it's all about negotiating with the client really.
Mm-hmm. So how does I'm curious with regard to like how you get your jobs. Do they count most of your jobs are they the ones that you apply for, or most of your jobs are the clients are the one to come to you
Right now,
right now? Yeah.
it's clients come to me.
Okay. So I guess that
Like,
that that's because of your track record as well.
yeah. And
Mm.
because, I've written articles for them before and they know I'm reliable.
Right. Right. So I guess with regard to there since you get regular clients already, um what are your tips like to make them happy? Because I guess really in any business, repeat business is really the best, right? Because you don't
Yeah.
it's really gonna take time and money to market yourself and get new clients as well. So you
Yeah.
already mentioned that it's always best to give your work in a timely manner without much mistakes, right? So what else do
Mhm.
you factor in? Do you think that your clients keep repeating your services?
I always make it a point to be respectful and polite, even
Right.
if they're not.
Okay.
Like, sometimes they get really cranky and they're like
Mm-hmm.
looking for their articles, or they panic and they want to see at least 10 because, it's 100. article project.
Right.
And even though like I'm not ready, like just keep your calm.
Right.
Uh, it's hard for them too, I guess.
Mhm.
Obviously, like they've probably had writers who didn't fulfill
Right.
their requirements before, so freelancer. So just be polite, be professional,
Mhm.
be on time. Like
Right.
I think that's the most important thing. If you tell someone you're gonna do it in a week, you do it in a week. Like
Mhm.
don't make excuses.
Uh-huh.
Because it's easy to do that online. Say
Right.
like, oh, I was at the hospital. I couldn't
Right, right.
like, don't just. It's better to be honest and do the job within that
Uh-huh.
timeline than say like we're at a hospital and then they'll feel bad.
Right.
Uh, so just be punctual,
Mhm.
double check, or if you're sick of reading it, have a friend read it for
Right.
you.
Right.
Yeah, just
Okay.
be mindful.
You mentioned that sometimes you get projects with 100 articles. Is that, do you
Yeah.
charge that like on a per article basis, or is that project based?
Um, I think of it as well in my head. I calculate how much it would usually cost
Right.
for me to write.
Right. Uh-huh.
Then I extend the timeline a little bit because
Mhm.
I'm not sure of whether I'll actually finish 5 articles in a day, and sometimes I have like several projects waiting.
Uh-huh.
So usually, the longer it'll take me to finish it, the lower I make the price
Uh-huh. Right.
because that's I'm taking my time with it.
Right,
So,
right. So
but it's usually per
mhm.
project for stuff like that.
I see. So it's usually on a per project basis. And is this something that, you bid? Because I've been to some of these sites before. Like they would interview people and they would ask you for your bid, like how much would you do this job for? Do you do
Yeah.
that? Do you do that as well?
Yes, that's what Elance is about. Like you place your bid and then you market yourself, like why I should get the job, and then you get to attach like the samples of your articles.
Right, right. Cool. So what would your tips be? Like doing 500 word articles in 15 minutes is quite fast, right? And I think most of
Yeah.
the people aren't at that pace yet. So what
Yeah,
would you
like I
say?
said,
Yeah.
I started off really slow at
Okay.
like 50 cents an article.
Okay.
It's about patience, really. Like
Uh-huh.
you'll get better at the more you do something, the faster you'll be able to do it. Like
Mm.
you know, it's not like I was churning out articles 15 minutes.
Right.
It took me like 20 hours 2 hours to finish an article before,
Uh-huh.
like
Right.
with the research and like because I was new
Mm-hmm.
and I was being meticulous. I wanted it to be perfect, every
Right.
single article. And now I'm just like, wala na. you know,
Uh-huh.
um, I think just be patient with it because
Mm-hmm.
if you really want to do this,
Right.
you will have to be patient and disciplined. And
Mm-hmm.
if a lot of people seem to think that it's an easy job, but
Uh-huh.
it really isn't
Right.
because like you have deadlines to meet, and
Mm-hmm.
if you don't meet those deadlines and you don't finish the project, you won't get paid.
Right.
So for me, this is like a big thing because I don't have any other like I don't have an 8 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
All of my
Right.
jobs are like when in Manila editing, and then
Right.
I'm hosting, and they're all not. I don't have a set paycheck every month.
Right.
Like my life is set on freelance writing. So
Right.
I think it might be a bit different for me because of
Mm-hmm.
that.
Right.
But if you're just doing it on the side,
Mm.
then I don't think there's too much pressure really.
Right.
As if you have another job aside from this one, there's not too much pressure.
Mm-hmm.
So don't overthink it and
Okay.
try to have fun with it. Don't look at it as a job, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, just and you learn a lot of stuff from freelance writing because sometimes the topics are like I don't know, what was it? I had a penis enlargement thing before.
Okay.
And it's
Okay.
like about exercises that you can do. I mean, I don't have one, but
Right.
it's interesting. You learn a
Right.
lot of things, that you
Uh-huh.
can share with your friends later on. Like, did you know that? Yeah, like I learned that.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Right.
I'm a girl that's writing about enlargement,
Right.
and my friends, how can you do that? They thought like it won't even help you. I'm like, yeah, it won't, but it's interesting.
Well, you'll never know.
Oh.
Never.
But I was like, you see the fun in it instead of
Right.
seeing it as a job. Like see the good side of like learning something new and being able
Yeah.
to share something with other people. You never
Yeah.
know when it'll come in handy, you
Right,
know.
right. Yeah, handy. So, where do you think like they could practice like their writing? Would you suggest them to, go ahead and take on jobs, even the cheaper ones, to get their feet wet?
Yeah, I start with the cheaper ones. I'd start with the cheaper ones because that's what I did. I needed to get ratings. I knew I did because there are a lot of people on there, and a lot of them are gonna want like the same jobs that you want, and they're
Right.
probably gonna offer lower prices.
Mm.
But what I do is that there's usually like it tells you how much the average bid is.
Right.
So I try to go a little below the average
Okay.
bid. Because when you're below the average bid, and well, I guess it depends on the client, but if the client wants to save money, they're
Mhm.
gonna go for the ones who bid less,
Right.
right?
Right.
Yeah. So I used to bid below the average
Mhm.
just so they'd pay attention to me.
Right.
And then
Mhm.
as the ratings got higher, that's when, I looked for clients who actually looked for quality work as opposed
Right.
to just random articles.
And that wraps up my interview with Angel Rodriguez of WhenInManila.com about the essentials of profitable freelance writing. I'd like to thank you for watching our interview, and if you'd like to know more about earning side income, I encourage you to sign up to the True Rich Club blog's newsletter. And by doing that, I'm going to give you exclusive access to my interview with Brother Bo Sanchez entitled Stock Market Made Easy, where he teaches newbies like you to start from scratch from any budget and earn profitable returns consistently from stocks. And with that, please do sign up, and I'll see you in the future videos. Thanks.